We are at the heart of America's inland waterways, the original highways of America. We're known as the Four Rivers region. We have the confluence of the Ohio and Tennessee rivers, two major rivers of the United States, right here in Paducah. And just outside, we have the Mississippi River and the Cumberland River.
As early as 1778, George Rogers Clark was sent here, sponsored by the Territory of Virginia, came and noted that the mouth of the Tennessee would be a very good prospect for a city site. 50 years later, his younger brother, William Clark, founded Paducah. He named it after the Chickasaw Indian tribe that he had encountered out west that was almost completely decimated by contact with Europeans. With the rivers being the original highway, it made sense that Paducah would be a strategic spot to set up a town. And George Rogers Clark deeding it to George Woolfolk, who then sold it to William Clark for the sum of $5 in hand. That river continues to play a huge and vital role even today. One barge container is the equivalent of 60 tractor trailer loads, or you could say that one tow containing 15 barges is the equivalent to over 1,000 semi-trailer loads. That's also compared to over 200 railroad cars.
Some of the most notable industries in Paducah would be the river industry because of our location, and transportation, which also plays into the railroad industry. Paducah is a certified cultural district in Kentucky and a UNESCO creative city. People know of Paducah's creative economy and some of the smart strategies that the city has used to develop our economy here.
In the mid-1900s, Paducah got a shot in the arm with the arrival of a uranium enrichment plant. Our population doubled when it arrived, both with engineers, construction. It provided an opportunity for the community to grow.
People have heard about our artist relocation program, which brought artists from around the country to revitalize our oldest residential neighborhood and turn it into an arts district.
Paducah has a rich history of growth and development based on some innovative programs that occurred over a decade ago that involved bringing artists into the community to rehabilitate a formerly premier property or neighborhood in the city of Paducah. This was known nationally as Paducah's Artist Relocation Program, and it led close to 70 artists to relocate from places around the country to the city of Paducah. So we know that art is healthy and vital here in Paducah because we've been recognized by international forces, but we also know that it's healthy and vital because we live here.
People know quilting and the fiber arts as our niche worldwide because of the American Quilters Society and Quilt Week and the National Quilt Museum.
The National Quilt Museum is the largest quilt and fiber art museum in the world. When people come here, they're going to see 3 galleries of between 150 and 200 artworks, and what they all have in common is they're made out of some form of fabric and generally have 3 layers.
These are not the quilts our grandmothers made. These are championship quilts, works of art.
We have multiple venues for music and performance.
Few would expect that a town of 25,000 would be able to house a thriving symphony orchestra. And that's what we have here in Paducah, one that performs at the Carson Center 1,800-seat facility that brings acts in from across the country.
Another wonderful feature of downtown is the wide variety of specialty shops that, you can get everything from wonderful clothing and really unique gifts to our region, great antiques shops as well. So it's just really a wide variety in just a 2 or 3 block area.
One food that is well known to Western Kentucky is barbecue. There is one name in particular that resounds with all locals, and that is Starnes Barbecue.
Also, Paducah is known for historic downtown's selection of locally owned restaurants that not only serve their entrees and specialties with artistic flair, but they also have a historic ambiance of being in the historic downtown architecture that has been preserved.
And speaking of cuisine, one that comes to mind is our local downtown bakery, Kirchhoff's. It's a 5th generation bakery and represents some of the wonderful variety that we offer in downtown.
One food that may be most known that is unique to Paducah is Dippin' Dots, a cryogenically processed ice cream, what they call the ice cream of the future. The world headquarters is based right here in Paducah.
Paducah has many vibrant cultural assets. The River Discovery Center is a heritage museum that takes you inside the river culture of Paducah.
It's housed in a pre-Civil War building that's all been restored and offers a wide variety of interactive exhibits that teach all about our inland waterways. One of the highlights of the River Discovery Center is our state-of-the-art boat simulator that is quite a popular attraction.
Our two favorite native sons in Paducah include the Vice President of the United States under Harry Truman, Alvin W. Barkley, and another favorite son, Irvin S. Cobb, writer, short story writer, humorist, and ultimately became known in Hollywood as he was one of the first hosts for the Academy Awards. Alvin W. Barkley worked his way up the ranks as a junior senator, a senior senator, majority leader, and then Vice President of the United States, and then went back again to being a junior senator. At the end of his life, when he was giving a speech, he told his story about his political career and summed it up by saying that he was now a junior senator and that he was happy to be on the back row, that he would, quote, rather be a servant in the house of the Lord than to sit in the seats of the mighty. About 10 seconds later, had a massive heart attack, fell into the microphones, doctors arrived, but he was already dead. That's a heck of an exit line, if you ask me.
One cool fact about Paducah's history is that several scenes from the classic film How the West Was Won were filmed here.
It is hard to get away from the banks of the Ohio and the confluence of the Ohio and Tennessee rivers, simply because that is sort of where we were from, where we were based, and also it has become the heart culturally of this place. The wall-to-wall flood wall murals that sit right at the banks of the Ohio really become a diary and the story for Paducah.
Along Paducah's wall-to-wall flood wall murals, taking that walk really takes you through the rich history of Paducah's founding to its present day. You're able not only to see a visual image that really has great impact, in a quick walk you're able to discover the essence of Paducah.